And now you remind me of the story. I had promised to give this story.
That story, I want you to give it at the end.
Yeah. I think it's a very timely story for this.
Okay.
So our colleague, I still remember it was March 2006. He was an avid fan of Chelsea Football Club. And that evening, Chelsea was playing with one of the teams in Premier League. And I remember he used to go to Nairobi University to play football on Wednesdays in the evening. So I can still remember him carrying his rucksack and walking. And the following day, we were all waiting for him in the office because his team has thoroughly been thrashed and he was one of the noisiest people about his team.
Yeah.
He didn't come at 9, 10, 11, 12. He walks in. He was a loud guy. And he walks in through the door and says, if this is what the doctors are telling him, then he doesn't have long to live. You know, we all rushed to his desk. And it was like, wow. That evening, he had such a sharp pain in his tummy. Oh, no. And they had to rush. He could hardly breathe. They rushed him to hospital. And the diagnosis was he had stage 4 liver cancer.
Oh, no.
I mean, it was unbelievable. He's a young guy, and this is the guy, energetic guy who was going to play football yesterday. I mean, how can it be? You know, it doesn't make sense. Anyway, that was March. July 2020, July the same year, we were in Budalangi to bury him. And when we went there, we understood why so many people used to come to our office asking for him. Because on that day, we realized that the mother had 10 sons.
10?
10 sons, him included. He was the last born. And on that particular day, she was burying the 9th son.
Oh, no.
And all these elder brothers who had passed on, they had left widows and children. And guess who was the breadwinner?
Oh, my gosh.
He was a breadwinner. We used to enjoy him. You know these jokes we play in the office? You know, your constituents are here, you know. We understood he was playing a fundamental role in that family. And he had written in his beneficiary form that if anything would happen to him, he was only 39, we should divide his benefits into 4. His wife, his mother, his son, and his daughter. His daughter was probably in nursery, his son was probably standard 4, and the old lady back in Budalangi, who now had to look after all these widows and orphans, needed support.
This is an enemy of
Don't just bring it the way it is. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Just bring it the way it is. Okay. So in his beneficiary form, he had indicated if anything would happen to him, let's divide his benefits into 4: his wife, his mother, his son, and his daughter. The son was around, I think, doing standard 4, and his daughter was literally starting school in nursery. Young family. The old lady had all this line of children that he had been supporting now, or looking up to him. So we sat down as a team. You know, now we have new insights about the family. And like, what do we do? We're like, you know, for the 2 kids, for sure we are going to put together trusts for them to take care of their education and everything. It wasn't a lot of money, but it was a decent money then. But this lady is the one who troubled us the most. We're like, if we send this old lady this money, people will know she has money, they might even kill her. So we called them to the office and he said, we recommend trusts for these 2 minors, but we would also want to do a trust for the old lady so that we can dedicate this for education for these children and the children back in Budalangi. And she graciously said yes. And for the wife, we sent her money and she was able to go and do something extremely meaningful for the family. That was 2006. We are in 2024. Those 3 trusts are still alive. And the money that the father left behind, our colleague, is still intact plus more.
Wow.
Plus more.
Plus more. And using the interest that we created, because I remember sitting down and saying, this boy, this young man will finish high school this year. From here, they'll go, remember I used to have 2 years of gap before you join public university. 2-year gap, we'll make sure he goes to maybe Strathmore, and from there they go to public university, do their degree. This young man, he finished university, he finished college, finished university, came interned at our office.
Finished primary.
His son interned in your office?
Yes, interned in our office, and was of course a major, and still now he holds the trust with us because it is as if the father is still alive.
Imagine.
This thing educated him, paid for his everything, and it is more than what the father left behind. The young girl just finished high school not too long ago. She still has her portfolio intact as if her father is still alive. The old lady, would write checks, and I'm telling you, it was not a lot of money. But in a term, one of the moments I used to look forward to is January or at the beginning of every term, and I'm signing a check of like 400, 500K to go and pay school fees. And she has educated all those kids. They are all independent. Unfortunately, she passed on this year. What am I saying? This was the thing that led to not only my transformation, but the transformation of Nabo. Because I said, why would I have to do this for someone who is dead? We're saying make money, earn money while you're
doing nothing.
Him is making money while he's dead.
Wow.
Why can't we make this? Why can't we be able to do for our clients where they make money while they're still living? But doing what they love the most. And that's how we ended up with investing with purpose. So why have they been able to achieve all that? Compounding. We have not used the principle that was left by the father behind. We have not even used all the fruits of the principle. We have used the grandchildren to educate the children.
If the father was to come back to life,
yes,
the principle is untouched.
Untouched.
Apart from what you gave to his wife.
No, it is more. Yes, apart from what we gave to the wife. Sorry, I've understood your question. Yes.
So, and the kids from class 4, that boy went to school.
Yes.
To finish even coming and interning at Nabo.
Imagine.
Yes.
The girl, it is from kindergarten.
Yes.
And now she can start and still have these fruits.
Yes. And this is a portfolio, a trust that these kids can now, I'm sure they are now, like the young man is at a marrying stage, possibly. It can also educate his children now.
He can add to it also.
He can add to it, and it can also educate his children.
And
pass it on. That is a heritage. I'm telling you, I've made billions of shillings. But this one satisfies me in an extremely personal way. And that, to me, is what we are all about. This is what we are all about. Rina, this is what we are all about as investment professionals.
Actually, my personal mission, sorry to interrupt you, is to help people get to the place where we are financially secure and free. For me, African families getting to the place where we have financial freedom where we're not constantly stressed and wondering. Because you end up being at the base level where we're just thinking about our next meal, our
Survival.
species, survival. Well, that's not living. That's not living. And if we continue in that way, we never, I mean, I was watching a video the other day of guys, I don't know what even the video is about. I just remember seeing guys scrambling, I don't know, for gold. I'm just like, we have such huge resources on this continent, but we're scrambling for food. What are we doing? Why can't we get to the place where we just apply basic principles, all of us, slowly, having long-term view, thinking about our future and not just our food tomorrow. And putting aside every day, and our lives will be transformed. Not just us and our little families and our picket fence, like we said earlier, but generations to come.
Exactly.
You know, as both of you have spoken, I feel like we are now, I can see the tasks to make it. Welcome to Mombasa. This has been such an amazing drive. When I asked the question in the beginning of this series, I asked it with intention to understand if it's possible. I also asked the two of you to come here because this whole year, if you look at this channel, we've been having these conversations around money. Because also for myself, I'm trying to get to that place where wealth is redefined, where the hustle is redefined. And I've seen a lot of progress in my own life. Number two, to anybody who's listening to this, if you want to know about the two people who've seated here,
Who've sat?
you have sat. No, who seated here? What I mean, you have sat here before on something called the Playhouse. Both of you have come to share your own personal life story. Forget just about education about the different, giving us financial literacy, education about finances and different things. On the Playhouse, Pius has come and sat for another close to 20 hours to give his life story. Rina the same. And I say that's important because of where integrity comes in. People can get to understand your character because that is then passed on into the business and into what it is that you do. And why am I saying that? Because they need to do the due diligence on you. And the reason why is because I want you guys to talk about products. I want you to speak about, okay, fine, from a Nabo Capital perspective, what product do you offer people? We need people to hold our hand. This has to be collaborative. There's a point of this journey where it's very clear this is a lot of work and we need the professionals to do it. You've also come to Class in Session. Rina has done a series on Kingdom, investing in Kingdom.
Kingdom Principles.
Kingdom Principles. She's also done one on investing in global markets. Pius has also come for Class in Session where you've had a conversation about investing with purpose. That's more research people can do and find out about these different things that you have to offer. But in case somebody just wants to hear it from watching this video, Pius, I'll start with you. I've heard all this. I'm ready. I'm good to go. I have assets that are idle. I have all these different things. Can people come to you? Can they come to Nabo? And what's the way in which they can start moving from watching this on a screen to actually getting to the place where their money is working for them while they are alive and even maybe after they leave this earth?
Absolutely. And
as you speak, I will put the contacts on the screen.